Welcome back to the No Jitter News Desk here at Enterprise Connect. Terry Sweeney, contributing editor with No Jitter, and I am joined now by Jennifer Murphy, Chief Marketing Officer with Five9. Jennifer, thanks so much for doing this today. Good to see you.
Awesome, I'm glad to be here.
We are talking about the Intelligent CX platform. Help us understand better what that term means and how it may differ from something like unified communications or CCaaS solutions.
Yeah, so I think if you think about UC, so Unified Communications, and CCaaS, Cloud Contact Center as a Service, those are really a subset of the broader customer experience ecosystem. And so when we think about the Intelligent CX platform, there are three parts. The first is that if you're thinking about CX, then you're thinking about a broader set of stakeholders. You're thinking about IT, you're thinking about contact center, you're thinking about operations, marketing, support. If you're talking about platform, it's all about composability and extensibility. How can you open up your platform to welcome in competitors even, partners, making sure that people can share data. That's really, really key. And then the last part is the intelligent part. We are at the perfect storm between AI, automation, and analytics. Now is the time that we can leverage and unleash all of that in order to be able to get intelligence that can then help guide the processes.
Let's take a deeper cut, if we can, at that,
Sure.
that term intelligence or intelligent. In the case of contact centers, how does the intelligence in these platforms make itself known? What processes does it enable or take advantage of?
Yeah, so for example, if I look at Five9, one of the solutions that we've brought to market is AI Insights, artificial intelligence insights, and that takes advantage of basically looking at all of the data, for example, within a contact center and suggesting, providing insights, well, where should you automate? What are common interactions that are coming into the contact center? Where should you focus your efforts? Are the most people calling in about support issues, about changing their password? So that's really what it's about. It's how do you surface the right information to the right stakeholders so that they can make quick and impactful decisions.
Does the AI piece of this suggest that there's also iterative improvements, that it's learning from itself and making the platform smarter and react more intelligently over time?
100%. It's all about continuous learning and then feeding that back into the organization and using it to create an advantage for both the customer experience and the employee experience, and to be honest with you, the business experience, right? Getting the ROI. So it's definitely about continuing and iterative learning.
Talk, if you will, about the organizations that this solution is intended for, the company types or maybe specific use cases you might envision.
So for example, I mean, we serve customers across all different industries. Financial, healthcare, retail happen to be some of our larger ones, and higher education. So you asked about a use case, things like prescription refill.
Okay.
So being able to call into a service, an intelligent virtual agent, and automatically be able to do your prescription refill. Never have to speak to an agent. When you call in, we know who you are, what prescriptions you've got, when they're available to you. Do that in an automated fashion. And if you don't want to have a conversational experience, maybe you swap over to a text channel as an example. So that's a great use case for healthcare. Prescription refill, great way to automate. Don't ever have to come into an associate or an agent. Easy for the customer, better for the business.
So it seems like it embraces the customer, the supplier, anybody that's part of the supply chain. You really are integrating something much more broadly than just, say, the customer organization's own databases.
Exactly, and that's the key to platform, right? So platform is all about being open, being able to ingest data that's going to make the customer journey more fluid, remove friction. So that's the key with the platform. It's bringing the different pieces of data in order to benefit either the agent or the customer.
Okay. Also curious what advice you might have for customers who are, say, kicking the tires, really looking at this as a possible solution. What advice do you have for customers who may be wondering if an intelligent CX platform is right for them?
So I think the key is you've got to start somewhere.
Sure.
Right, that's the key. I come from an app dev background, and when people were looking at DevOps as an example, the first piece of advice was start somewhere. You can start small, you can start big, but you've got to think about where am I going to maximize the amount of ROI for my business, and go and tackle that problem and see, for example, can I reduce the number of agents? Can I use automation and AI to be able to offset those costs in a different way? So I think the best piece of advice is get going, get started, but be thoughtful. Because it's very, very easy to jump in with both feet when you're looking at an intelligent CX platform, and you get promised the world, but you really need to think about what business processes matter most to me, as an example.
What I'm hearing inside of that is a certain amount of modularity, that it grows, to use your phrase, intelligently, in a way that makes sense for the business, makes sense for the customers, the applications, that kind of thing.
It's practical. I mean, that's at the core of it. It's practical. It's pick the first use case, get it done, then keep moving on, keep adding, right? And there are going to be some places where, for example, you maybe don't want to use AI and automation. Having human interaction is better, and that's okay. You can do both.
Five9 talks a lot about this idea of the CX promise. Tell us what that means, the CX promise.
So the CX promise is our customer commitment to basically say we are going to be with you from day one to forever, so that you can deliver on your promise to your customers.
That's great stuff. How can listeners learn more about Five9?
So if you go to five9.com, you'll be able to learn all about the CX promise, and you can always follow us on Twitter. We've got a pretty good set of discussions that happen on social media as well. So just go to five9.com or follow us on @Five9 on Twitter.
Jennifer, great stuff, great context on the Intelligent CX platform. Thanks for joining us on the Jitter News Desk today.
Excellent, thank you for having me.
We've been talking with Jennifer Murphy, CMO of Five9. This has been Terry Sweeney for the Jitter News Desk. We're going to take a short break now, and when we come back, we'll be continuing the conversation with T-Mobile. Stay tuned.